to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I've got a massive stack of vinyl to show you. It's probably going to be even difficult for me to hold up. I know I'm always saying, all right, next week I'm going to show you the haul that I got. Next week I got you the haul I got, and I get into box sets, but that is a ton of vinyl. So, tell you what's going on. Why is there so much stuff to show this week? Simple. You know, it's like I have hoarded tendencies. That's simple. It's very simple to hoard tendencies. And one, I managed to visit all three of my local record stores that I love so much where I live in the Hudson Valley here in New York. Went out to Jerosa Records and Disc and Dat in Brookfield, Danbury, and Bethel, Connecticut, respectively. Also went to Dark Side. I went to the Dark Side, yes. Went to Dark Side Records in Poughkeepsie. And I visited the good folks out there. And on top of it, all right, I don't know about you, but it's like, anybody remember the movie Apocalypse Now? Duvall's character. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Well, for me, I love the smell of fresh vinyl in the morning. And even better than fresh vinyl, what I love more than anything is cheap, brand new fresh vinyl in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening or whenever the frig you can get your hands on it. So, there's a couple of online retailers that I deal with. One is Universal Music Group. It is online. It is udiscovermusic.com. That's the letter U, the word discover, music, all one word, .com. And they run great sales from time to time. Now, granted, you know, it's just stuff on their label, which would make sense, right? But they have some friggin' phenomenal deals. Like right now, if you go on there, I don't know how long the sale runs, so when you see this video, it may be expired. Don't come and yell at me. Don't. For a lot of single LPs, $15. For doubles, $20. So it's a great way to fill, you know, missing portions of your catalog if you're a completist, or if there's something you've kind of been on the fence about and maybe only like a couple of tracks. Great way to fill stuff up. So we're going to jump into it with this massive stack of vinyl. Starting off with one of the ones I found at Jerosa Records. It's been up on the wall, but I didn't talk about it in a recent video. Spoken about the band. They're a one-off band, the Sea Hags. All right. Sea Hags were an 80s metal band, you know, hair band. And I'll tell you, just for the few songs on here that I really dig, I was so thrilled to pick this up. The title track, Half the Way Valley, Back to the Grind, and Bunkbed Creek and Misfortune are the ones that stand out to me on this album. Probably not gonna go track by track and everything because it's just so much crap to get through this week. But really happy to pick this up and throw this into my collection, the Sea Hags. Have very fond memories of them, and they were on Chrysalis Records that no longer exists. Now this is a cool find too. All right, it's a punch out, but it's sealed. All right, so this is a copy of Madness, which contains Our House, and it also has on here Nightboat to Cairo, Primrose Hill, House of Fun, which I always love that tune. And, you know, it's basically greatest hits package. Tomorrow's Just Another Day, Must Be Love, Primrose Hill, as I said, Shut Up, Nightboat to Cairo, Rise and Fall, Blueskin Beast, Cardiac Arrest, Gray Day, and Madness is all in the mind. So I was very happy to pick this up. Another great 80s tune. Then, Dark Side, I picked up a couple of things. One of them still sealed, and I've left it sealed because I already have the ginormous box set when this was released. And on the box set, you know, I have it already, so I wanted to get it to have it part of the standalone collection of Opeth. This is the album before last. This is In Cauda Venenum, and the cool thing about this was it was released both in a Swedish version and an English version. This is the English version pressed on black vinyl. As the previous to last will and Testament. Another one that I picked up used was this one. Roger Waters. I just did a whole thing on him about 2-3 weeks ago. And this is This the Life We Really Want? I really dig this album. Glad to add it to my collection. I've had it on CD, so have it there. Then, you know, we're gearing up for coming towards I think this is the third time they've talked about releasing this, talking about Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, which is like their prog masterpiece, no doubt about it, one of my favorite albums of all time. But oddly enough, I didn't get into Genesis in that era because I was like maybe 6 years old. I had no concept of Genesis. I became a big Genesis fan of the earlier proggier stuff when I got to college, and I was working in an office, and one of the guys in the office introduced me to The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, and wow, I was blown away. Where I came in to be a Genesis fan was in the early 80s. A lot of people knock that era of Genesis, but I love it, all right? And one of my all-time favorite songs by them is Home by the Sea, Part 2. And I've been listening to it lately. Ignore the ginormous slurping sounds. And I went out and I found this Genesis from 1983. And to me, this is a fantastic album. Side 1 is damn near perfect, if not perfect. You got Mama, That's All, Home by the Sea, second Home by the Sea, then side 2, Illegal Alien, which is a bit tongue-in-cheek knock on immigration issues, which kind of applies today. Taking It All Too Hard, Just a Job to Do, it's Silver Rainbow and is going to get better. I mean, this is to me was a great pickup, used. Absolutely love this album, and it's like I know a lot of people knock on them at that period, but screw you, I like it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I like or you like. If you like it, you like it. If I like it, I like it. All right. So next, let's get into the ginormous amount of the balance of this week's episode. I start you off with the hype sticker. Picked up a 25th anniversary edition. All right, let's see if you can make that out. This is the live Throwing Copper LP and 25th anniversary edition. Okay, it's got bonus tracks on it, 3 bonus tracks. They don't need to throw anything additional at you. It's a great album overall. Show you the back. The vinyl is black, so I'm not going to bother wasting your time showing you the vinyl. Got the gatefold there. Try and get it out of the glare. Back has the track listing on it. Also has lyrics and liner notes on the interior on inserts. And the sleeves themselves, I believe, are plain white. Yes, they are. And this has got a pretty damn good track listing. I really love this era of live, and I got to see them live in concert. Kicks off at the Dam of Otter Creek. Then you have the title track. Then you have Selling the Drama, I Alone, which is a phenomenal track. Iris, Lightning Crashes is one of their most well-known songs. Top, All Over You, Shiptown, TBD, Stage, Waitress, Pillar of Davidson, White Discussion, Horse, Hold Me Up, We Deal in Dreams, and Susquehanna. All right. So glad to get this into my collection on vinyl. I've had it on CD forever. And when I saw that this was out there, I picked it up. Wish I remember what label I picked it off from, but it wasn't one of the sale ones, I'll tell you that much. But still, had to have it. Just never shown it to you. One of the singers that gets a lot of love from everybody going back to the 80s. Very, very tragic story. Both father and son passed away young under odd circumstances. Talking about the one and only Jeff Buckley. He was universally just applauded by anybody that ever heard the guy, pick up a guitar and sing. And I got this through UMG. And this is a double album with his partner in crime, Gary Lucas. It's called Songs to No One. And get our liner notes there. And it's also pressed on white vinyl on one LP. And on the other LP, the one thing that they could have done, which would have been really nice, would have been if they made it a gatefold. So you've got Jeff there with Tim, all right. And he tragically passed, swimming, and he passed, he drowned. Very sad very sad because he was such a phenomenal talent. And he would have been blown up beyond all belief. And cool thing about this is you get some demos. You get some lots of unreleased stuff. Him a l'amour, Satisfied Mind. Actually, it's Him a l'amour, How Long Will It Take? Mojo Pin, Song to No One, Grace, a studio demo. Satisfied Mind, Cruel, She Is Free. Harem Man, Malign, Fiesta, No Soul, and Grace Live. So, this is definitely worth checking out if you dig Jeff Buckley. All right. Next up, this is going to piss some people off, I know. One of the bigger pop metal bands, if not the biggest pop metal band, Bon Jovi, all right? And this is one of the ones I got a great deal on all the LPs I got, and I got a bunch of them because I don't have a lot of Bon Jovi on vinyl. Bon Jovi, I got into it, it was, the 80s, and I was big into CDs, and I have them all on CD, every single one, and a bunch of Japanese ones, and all sorts of stuff. A lot of it was due to the fact that I worked in a nightclub and I played a boatload of it in the nightclub. So for me, this LP is the last of the great classic era Bon Jovi LPs. Keep the Faith. Just excellent top to bottom. This is a double LP, and to pick this up for $20, brand new, you get your all your info there, your lyrics, your liner notes, got that right there. And it's got a damn good track listing as well. As far as the album itself goes, everything is just basic black vinyl, nothing special to see there. But track listing, I believe, Keep the Faith, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, which for a long time was my theme song growing up. In These Arms, great ballad. Bed of Roses, another good ballad. If I Was Your Mother, Dry County, one of the more underrated Bon Jovi tunes in their catalog. Woman in Love, Fear, I Want You, Blame It on the Love of Rock and Roll, and a little bit of soul. So you have that. Then another one that I picked up was Bounce. All right. And, this one, printed sleeve. All right. You get your lyrics and liner notes in there, and it's basic black vinyl. So we have that as well. And this is, it's got some good songs on it. Like I said, the latter Bon Jovi stuff doesn't hit to me the same way the early stuff did, but you got Undivided, Every Day, The Distance, which is a good tune. Joey, I like. Misunderstood, All About Loving You, Hook Me Up, Right Side of Wrong, I like. Love Me Back to Life, You Had Me From Hello, Bounce, and Open All Night. Don't tune out. We've only got 2 more Bon Jovi ones to get to, I promise. Have a nice day. All right. And this was $20. The Bounce one was $15, which is a good deal as well. And you got a gatefold. And in here, once again, plain, so nothing to see there. And once again, Have a Nice Day, title track, pretty good. I Want to Be Loved, Welcome to Wherever You Are, I kind of dig. Who Says You Can't Go Home, probably my favorite tune on this album. Last Man Standing, The Bells of Freedom, Wildflower, Last Cigarette, I Am. Complicated, Novocaine, Story of My Life, which is a pretty decent tune. And Who Says You Can't Go Home, the duet with Jennifer Nettles of Sugarland, which I really don't like. I'm not a big country dude, so, whatever. Doesn't do it for me. Finally, of the 4 that I picked up of Bon Jovi, we've got Crush. And we got a gatefold there. Show you the back as well. Plain inside, nothing to see there. Track listing, It's My Life, which was the big tune. Say It Isn't So, Thank You for Loving Me, which was my first dance at my wedding, believe it or not. And there's actually videotape of me singing along to this somewhere. Actually on disc. We won't say videotape. Two-Story Town, Next 100 Years, Just Older, another good tune. Mystery Train's pretty decent. Save the World. Captain Crash and the Beauty Queen from Mars, I dig that one. She's a Mystery, I Got the Girl. One Wild Night, and that's where it closes off. And, pretty decent Bon Jovi album as far as the latter-day stuff goes. Probably one of my favorites of the latter-day Jovi releases. Next up, all right, going to change gears again. This was one that I picked up via the big sale, and recently they released Nick Drake's 5 Leaves Left box set, which I haven't picked up as of yet just because it's ridiculously overpriced for the 4 LPs, but it'll go on sale somewhere, and I'll pick it up. But I did pick up Pink Moon. All right. Nick Drake had a very short career, much like Jeff Buckley. He passed away young. You may remember Pink Moon from the Volkswagen commercial. And he's one of these guys that it seems like every indie artist on the planet quotes him as inspiration. And this is probably the bleakest and sparsest of his albums. And it was basically just him. You know, it's like there was not a lot of instrumentation, just him, guitar, vocals, and piano. And Pink Moon's a great tune. You know, you've got also on here Place to Be, Road, Which Will, Horn, Things Behind the Sun, No, Parasite, Free Ride, Harvest Breed, and From the Morning. So if you're in the mood for something that's a little bit bleak, a little mellow, that's a good one to get. Got that one from the UMG sale under the You Discover Music website. Like I said, check that out from time to time if you want to get some good stuff at a decent price. Next up, these I got a couple of weeks back when I did an order from Frontiers Music. That's right. And I showed something from here on the channel a couple of weeks back from Frontiers. And then what I learned was when I was showing the stuff from that, I ended up looking into it. And the next two LPs I'm going to show you are Mike Tramp of White Lion, who I absolutely loved White Lion when they came up. They were a New York band, and they had probably, you know, what was known as the East Coast Eddie Van Halen at the helm with Vito Bratta on guitar. And everybody knows the story about how Vito basically left the music industry to take care for his aging parents, which is very commendable. Always wish that he was somewhere recording and we would get some massive release of his work that he's done over the years. But apparently, you know, he also had issues with his hands, and that doesn't seem like it's ever going to come to be. But Mike Tramp, their vocalist, all right, who's the only non-New Yorker in the band, he has made it basically a career of keeping their music alive. And I found out that in a couple of weeks, there's going to be a volume 3 of this. So I picked up volumes 1 and 2 of Mike Tramp songs of White Lion, all right? And, you know, they're exactly what you would expect them to be, all right? They're the stuff that made White Lion, you know? And it's like, you know, Mike's voice is still good. On this one, we have Lights and Thunder, Lonely Nights, Till Death Do Us Part, El Salvador, The Road to Valhalla, which I totally love, Don't Give Up, You're All I Need, Out with the Boys, All You Need Is Rock and Roll, and Farewell to You. On the other one, I actually like this one, I think, a little bit better. On this one, we have, let's see, let's take a look at the album first off. So we have, you know, front, back, get an interior shot of Mike there with his acoustic hanging out and his electric as well. And as far as the vinyl goes, all right, so we've got, it's 3-sided and the 4th side is just blank. No etching, no nothing. How cool is that? All right. You want to do a laser etching first? Come on, man. Get it done. So with the second album, you've got Lady of the Valley, Little Fighter from the first album, which is phenomenal. Broken Heart, which is great. Love Don't Come Easy. Hungry, fantastic tune. Cry for Freedom, another great one. Going Home Tonight. Wait. All the Fallen Men, Living on the Edge, Tell Me, and it finishes off When the Children Cry, which is a phenomenal song. So you have that, volumes 1 and 2. Volume 3 coming out this September. So if you're into Mike Tramp and White Lion, check it out. Cool stuff. All right. Moving along, back to the You Discover Music stuff. And then I've got 2 new releases. Even after all this, I still got 2 new releases this week, right? So I was shocked. I had to go back and check my CD collection because I have a big freaking collection of stuff. And as you get older, and thank the Lord for Discogs, you keep track of stuff. I checked my Discogs. I didn't see this album in there. I checked my CDs. I didn't have this in there. I thought I owned this album. I guess because I have so many greatest hits by the Stones, I figured that I had this album, but I don't. Not in any configuration. So this was a real win for $15, brand new vinyl. 180 gram, half-speed master, you know, really, really great. I actually listened to it, really great album to have in my collection. talking about 70 Stones and Black and Blue, Mick Keith, or I should Mick, Kiff, and Bill on the front, or half of Mick, I should say. And then on the back, you get Charlie and Ron right there. Interior here, very cool shot of the band. I apologize for all the glare today. I don't know what the hell is up. And it comes with this insert with your lyrics and liner notes in there. And it's a damn good album by the Stones. You've got on here Hot Stuff, Hand of Fate, Cherry O Baby, Memory Motel, which is one of my favorite Stones tunes. Probably yours too. Hey Negrita, Melody, Fool to Cry, another fantastic tune, and Crazy Mama. So this is the Stones Black and Blue LP. And I also picked up another album, which I swear to God that I had on vinyl, but I don't. And that's also another Rolling Stones 180 gram spectacular finest recording deal on the UMG sale. And this was the first, last, and only time I got to see the Stones on tour. And that was during the infamous Steel Wheelchair Tour. We all thought that the Stones were too old then, and this was 1989. And I got to see them at what was Shea Stadium in Queens, New York. And they had as openers local guys, Living Colour. You know, very cool. And it was a phenomenal night. I had floor seats. You know, only time I got to see the Stones, I was on the floor. How cool is that? Not far from the stage either. So interior of this, picture the boys in the band, lyrics and liner notes. It's a basic black album. It's got, you know, a few of my favorite songs by the Stones from this period on here. And on here we have Whole Entire Set, Said Sad, like that one. Mixed Emotions is a great tune. Terrifying, Hold On to Your Hat, Hearts for Sale, Blinded by Love, Rock and a Hard Place, which is another cool tune. Can't Be Seen, Almost Hear You Sigh, Continental Drift, which is a good tune, Break the Spell, and Slipping Away. So that's that. That covers the two Stones pickups I got this week. So, you know, slowly but surely getting all my Stone stuff on vinyl in some way, shape, or form. Also, the last one from the UME sale, from the You Discover Music sale, I'm telling you, check them out. I have it on CD, had to have it on vinyl. Simply one of the greatest hits packages of all time. Bob Marley and the Wailers, legend, the best of Bob Marley and the Wailers. And this is a Tough Gong release, okay? Bob's label, you know, basic, nothing in there to see, you know, and basic black vinyl. But man, what a freaking track listing on this. This you can listen to. This is perfect summer music, end of summer music. Kicks off with Is This Love? No Woman, No Cry, Could You Be Loved, Three Little Birds, Buffalo Soldier, Get Up, Stand Up, Stir It Up, then side 2, One Love, People Get Ready, I Shot the Sheriff, Waiting in Vain, Redemption Song, Satisfy My Soul, Exodus, and Jamming. I mean, that is freaking perfection. That is hard to top as far as greatest hits goes, and possibly, you know, the greatest of all reggae greatest hits albums. I'm sure someone will come for me on that one, some Peter Tosh fan or something else. So now, the new stuff. Got a couple of newbies for you, all right? One, can't believe I got through all this stuff as quick as I did. First one is a live album, all right? And as you hear me say all the time, I love live albums. And I love The Who. Okay, and they just recently played. I did not get a chance to see them. I've never seen the Who live to this date, and it's once again this is a farewell tour, and this one I believe is farewell for real. So it doesn't look like I'm gonna get to see them ever. Bad on me. But this is live in the Oval in '71. Listen to it. It doesn't have the power of say Live at Leeds, but it is a damn fine representation of the Who at this point in time of their career. And this is a lovely gatefold album. Got the back there with the tracks. And this is colored vinyl. The sleeves are plain, but check that out. Beautiful splatter vinyl. Very cool looking. All right, it's a double LP. And it's got a ton of good stuff on there. And I'll show you the other one as well. Very cool looking. And we'll talk a little bit about the track listing and show you the other little gimme they have in here, which is this booklet, Live at the Oval. It tells you how the concert came to be, and it wasn't just the Who that was there. It had a pretty outstanding lineup. So you had the Who's headliners, Rod Stewart and the Faces, Mott the Hoople, Lindisfarne, Quintessence, Jeff Dexter, Friends, and the Grease Band. And then that was who was listed on there. And then as you go through, you find out there's even a few more bands that were added on as well. And let's see, what do we have? We also had Cochise, then the Grease Band, Lindisfarne, Quintessence, Mott the Hoople, America, Eugene Wallace, Atomic Rooster, and then Faces and the Who. And in between acts, records are being played by Jeff Dexter. So you have that. I'll show you a couple of pictures from the interior of this. Give you a feel for the flavor of the release itself. And this just came out about a week ago, and it finally arrived for me in the mail. I ordered it directly from the band because I wanted the splattered vinyl. Why? Because I think that stuff is cool. All right. And finally, the last release that I have to show you for the week. Okay. This is the latest from the Hives. They even gave us a nice sleeve with this one. The Hives Forever, Forever the Hives. If you dig high energy garage rock and you've never listened to the Hives, this is a great album to start with. It really is a boatload of fun. I've been a Hives fan for since they came to the States. I think it's like 25 years ago. It's been a long time. You got your lyrics and liner notes in here. Album itself is basic black. I couldn't get a hold of the colored vinyl on this one for whatever reason. I think by the time I realized it was coming out, it was sold out. But what a kick-ass album this is. It starts off with Enough is Enough, and you should go and check out the video for that. Hooray, 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 another cool tune. Bad Call, very good tune. Paint a Picture, then you've got OCD-OD, Legalized Living. And this album is relentless. I mean, it really is. You've got propulsive drumming, phased and fuzz guitars. It just kicks ass from start to finish. Then side 2, you've got Roll Out the Red Carpet, Born a Rebel. And that's right, Rebel, not Rebel. They Can't Hear the Music, Path of Most Resistance, which is a really cool tune. And the title track, The Hives Forever, Forever the Hives. So that is everything I have to show you this week. That kind of catches me up for the most part with everything that I've been picking up. I'm going to try and be a little more diligent with getting everything out all at once instead of piecemealing it together. I will be having another episode early next week, so not too far after this is released. I'm going to record another one. I'm just waiting for one thing to show up that I've been waiting for. And that's going to be coming up probably maybe Tuesday. So we'll see. But as I said, everything I have. If you're new here, please subscribe. I really want to grow the channel. I've been at it for 2 years. 2 years, and I'd love to get more people on here. I love the conversations we have. I love the debates we have on stuff that people don't agree with me on. I think I'm pretty fair for the most part. I think I'm pretty generous with my my reviews on stuff. If not, tell me to go F myself in the comments. I'm kidding, but you more than happy to debate you and talk about stuff. I'm sure we'll find common ground somewhere. Give yourself a reminder to tune in week after week. Subscribe. As I always say, thank you for your time. Thank you for checking out the channel. Thank you for sharing your love of music with me. And peace, one love, music. I'm out.